Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a continuation of our perusal through the individual releases of the Maria Callas recorded legacy. Apparently, there's another big box coming in a few months with Callas remastered, re-remastered, re-edited, recombined, and redisposed with everything she ever even thought of doing. I don't know what's going to be in it. We'll find out when we get it, right? But for now, we must talk about the legendary, the one, the only Tosca with Victor de Sabata conducting. Now, this is as much famous for the conductor as it is for the singer. And we have a little debunking to do, I think. And we have such a good time when we debunk, don't we? I mean, who wants to stay in a bunk? It's so much better to get out of the bunk or eliminate the bunk when it's bunk. Victor de Sabata was an extraordinary conductor by reputation. His recorded legacy is very small, mostly from the 40s and early 50s. He was at ill health. He died, He was supposed to be so austere and so single-minded that he even made Toscanini sweat. So, there's always a question of how extreme can you be. So, yeah. There he was in all of his monkish glory, who he didn't make records or he didn't like making records. He did Tosca with Maria Callas. It was a big deal. It is a very fine Tosca. I mean, it's one of the great Toscas. There's no question about it. For the singers. As for the conductors, what are you going to do with Tosca? I mean, honestly, you can mess up Tosca. Don't get me wrong, you can. I mean, I've saw it at the Met, half a dozen times. Nello Santi was not going to turn in a phenomenal Tosca, although he was better than they gave him credit for being. I just think that when you scream and yell and shriek about great conductors, absent, the actual listening, or you listen and you know what you're going to say in advance, every single note you hear is just so amazing. It was like that with Carlos Kleiber. I saw him conduct Otello with the Met. Sometimes he was on, sometimes he wasn't. Everybody was like, it's Kleiber. It is what it is. Well, this is a wonderfully conducted Tosca. Don't get me wrong. But the opera it's not a conductor's opera. It doesn't give the conductor an opportunity to take charge of the show. Try as they might. Carillon tried, remember, with Leontine Price on Decca? The Carillon Tosca. No, it's not. It's the Callas Tosca. So forget Victor de Sabata. That's the debunking part we need to do. It's great that he's here. It's great that we have this recording. He's collaborating with fabulous singers. He's 100% reliable as a conductor. Are you going to find thrilling conductorial insights into Puccini's underbelly or whatever? No. There aren't any. It's Puccini. It's beautiful. It's emotional. It's spontaneous. You're not going to find contrapuntal inner voices that matter. All right, so, yeah, okay. Tosca is Callas. She did it twice. This one, when she was in great voice, this was 1953 or something like that, right? Somewhere around there. Did they tell me what the date was? Well, let's see, here it is. There's studio recordings. What? They don't say. I think it was 53. Let me look at the extremely lavish booklet here, and it will tell us when it was recorded. Yes, there it was, 53. There we go. My memory did not fail me for once in my life. My memory almost never fails me when it comes to music, but it's such a wreck for everything else. So, yes, she's in fabulous voice. She sings the bejesus out of the part. Tosca is not exactly an intellectual. She's emotional and jealous, and she doesn't really do anything except complain a lot and scream and yell and carry on. But Tosca almost makes her smart. We all wait for the big line at the end of Act 2, right? E avanti lui tremava tutta Roma. Yeah, right. Okay. She does it really well. But no, Visi d'arte is really tragic. It's really sad. Tosca could do things with her voice. Callas could do things with her voice. Tosca could too. She was a singer. But Callas could really do things with her voice to make to create atmosphere and color. You may have hated what the voice sounded like because it was a weird voice. But, she didn't believe in Fach. She would sing anything. and somehow, bend it to her will. So yeah, it's an absolutely great Tosca. A fantastic. There's scenes with Scarpio's Tito Gobbi, who is an intellectual, and Scarpia is a smart guy. And Tito Gobbi, other people don't like his voice either because it was a little dry, kind of leathery, as they say. But oh, what a great, smart singer he was. And the two of them in Act Two, when they're duking it out, oh, fantastic. Giuseppe Di Stefano is Cavaradossi, and he's really, he doesn't have much to do. I mean, he just has to sound heroic, and he does, and he gets shot with aplomb. And when Tosca takes the header off of the parapet, you really believe it. It's really, really great. Callas, when she re-recorded Tosca in stereo, I think with Petra was the conductor, she was not in anything like as good voice as she was here. And the supporting cast wasn't as great. This is just an amazing performance of Tosca. It was, it is, it always will be. But let's not create hagiography where it doesn't belong. It's great to have Victor de Sabata. Yes, it is. It's just wonderful. But, he's not better than like Carrion was, or Colin Davis, for example, which is, I think, my favorite Tosca with Caballé and Jose Carreras, who was young and in fabulous voice, and Ingvar Vixel. I really love that Tosca. But everyone will have their fave. It's an almost bulletproof opera. I shouldn't say bulletproof, should I? Because that's how they get rid of Mario Cavaradossi, or whatever his name is. Mario Cavaradossi. Yes, he gets bulleted. But it's a foolproof opera. It's populated by fools, largely. And it's gorgeous and marvelous. And this is just, it sounds really good in this remastering. It's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. It deserves its legendary status, for sure. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.